There comes a moment in every life, a silent, soul-deep moment, where you realize you've had enough. Enough of the waiting, enough of the excuses, enough of standing at the edge of your potential, watching from a distance as others live the life you once dreamed of. This is not a year of watching. This is not a year of wishing. This is the year you rewrite your life, because your life is not a script written in ink. It is a draft etched in decisions, and decisions can be changed. The calendar may say it's just another year, but deep inside you there's a voice that refuses to settle, a whisper becoming a roar, screaming, "This is your time." Not tomorrow, not when things calm down, not after the storm. Now. You were not born to chase shadows. You were born to cast light. You were not meant to follow the world's script. You were meant to author your own. But that power, that pen, that choice, it's been in your hands all along. You just forgot. You let the world convince you that you were ordinary. That comfort was the reward. That smallness was safety. But comfort is a cage, and every dream you've buried beneath your doubts is waiting, not for someone else to save it, but for you to become the version of you that no longer runs from your greatness. This is not a pep talk. This is a reckoning. This is you looking yourself in the mirror and saying, "No more lying to myself." You want a new story? You want a new life? Then let's begin. Right here. Right now. Every transformation begins in the mind, not in the bank account, not in the body, not in the circumstances. It begins where no one else can see, in the private corners of your mind, where your beliefs live. You've been living with a mind programmed by fear, programmed by the voices of people who gave up on their dreams, by teachers who never believed in themselves, by generations of limitations passed down like family heirlooms. It ends now. You don't fix your life by changing everything outside you. You fix your life by rewriting the script inside you. You rewrite what you say to yourself when no one is listening. You rewrite what you believe is possible. You rewrite what you tolerate. Average is a belief. Mediocrity is a decision. And greatness is a mindset that refuses to bow to temporary defeat. Do you want to know the real secret? The difference between the person who lives the life of their dreams and the one who never does. It's not talent. It's not background. It's not even luck. It's mindset. It's the invisible fire that says, "I will keep going no matter what. I will become the person my future requires." Belief is the foundation of every victory. You don't need permission to believe in yourself. You don't need a sign from the universe. You are the sign. Every person who ever changed their life, who ever escaped the chains of poverty, who ever beat the odds, who ever built an empire from nothing, started with belief. They believed when there was no evidence. They believed when everyone laughed. They believed when failure whispered, "You're not good enough." And they answered back, "Watch me." Henry Ford believed so deeply that he could build a car for the masses. People thought he was insane. Walt Disney believed in a kingdom that didn't exist. Oprah believed in a voice no one else heard. And Napoleon Hill, long before the world was ready to listen, believed in a principle that changed history. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But here's what they all knew. Belief isn't passive. Belief is not sitting still hoping things get better. Belief is fuel. It's the match that ignites the fire. But you still have to build the fire, brick by brick, habit by habit, hour by hour. Now comes the moment that most people avoid. Clarity. Not vague dreams, not generic goals, not "I just want to be happy." No, clarity is specificity. It's knowing exactly what you want and having the audacity to say it out loud, even when the world tells you to be realistic. Do you know what kind of life you actually want? Do you know what your days should look like? What kind of work makes your spirit roar? What kind of people deserve your energy? What kind of income supports your purpose, not just your bills? If you don't know, then how will you build it? Most people spend more time planning a vacation than they do planning their life, and then they wonder why it doesn't feel like they're going anywhere. But clarity cuts through confusion. It gives you a destination. And once you have a destination, your mind, that powerful creative engine, starts aligning with it. It starts filtering reality through a new lens. Opportunities appear. Ideas flow. People shift, not because the world changed, but because you did. Vision is the blueprint of belief in motion. It's not just seeing what's possible. It's feeling it, smelling it, breathing it. It's waking up in the morning and knowing that your dream isn't a fantasy. It's a future you are walking toward with every step. The problem is, most people gave up vision the moment life punched them in the mouth. They stopped dreaming when things got hard. They let their past become their prophecy. But not you. Not anymore. Close your eyes and picture the life you crave. The one that makes your heart race. The one that scares you. Because it's so big, so bold, so far from where you are now. That's the one you're meant to build. And don't you dare shrink it. Don't dilute your vision to make others comfortable. Don't water it down to fit into someone else's idea of enough. This is the year you expand. This is the year you step into the architect's chair and draw your life in bold strokes, not timid sketches, not half-finished outlines, blueprints of destiny. Vision without discipline is hallucination. Dreams without daily action are dust. You don't need more motivation. You need structure. You need to build a life that protects your purpose, not just reacts to your distractions. Discipline is not punishment. It is self-respect in motion. It's how you prove to yourself that your future matters more than your mood. It's how you rise when the fire goes out, how you show up when nobody's clapping, how you keep your word even when nobody's watching. The world is full of people who start strong. Few finish. Fewer still finish proud. You want to rewrite your life? Then rewrite your habits. Rewrite your mornings. Rewrite how you respond when life tests you, because it will. Not just once, not just when it's convenient, but every single time you dare to aim higher than your old identity. Discipline is a daily confrontation with the part of you that wants to stay small. And every time you choose growth over comfort, you win. Not in the eyes of the world, in the only place that counts, within. This world doesn't reward intention. It rewards movement. The people you admire didn't just think about their goals, they chased them. They made the call. They wrote the page. They showed up when they didn't feel like it. They failed, fell, got back up, and failed again, until success had no choice but to bend to their persistence. You don't get results by waiting. You get results by walking straight into the unknown and saying, I will figure it out on the way. Because action builds clarity. Action builds momentum. Action builds you. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. The perfect moment is the one you claim. And the moment you do, the world begins to shift in your favor. Every giant leap began as a single trembling step. So step. But don't forget this. Even as you strive, even as you climb, stay grateful. Gratitude is not a weakness. It's not blind optimism. It's power. It's the lens that sharpens your focus, strengthens your resilience, and keeps you grounded when the storms come. The person who can be grateful before the reward arrives is the person who becomes a magnet for more. When you stop complaining about what's missing, you start noticing the tools you already have. And in the right hands, those tools are enough to build an empire. Be grateful for the challenge, it's growing you. Be grateful for the delay, it's shaping your character. Be grateful for the people who doubted you, they're sharpening your will. Gratitude is the alchemy that turns lack into abundance, fear into fuel, and setbacks into stepping stones. Write it down, say it out loud, feel it in your bones. Thank you, I'm still here, and I'm not done yet. The road will not go the way you planned. It never does. But that doesn't mean you're off track. It means you're alive. Adaptability is not compromise. It's strength. It's the warrior's ability to pivot, to endure, to outlast. Edison didn't invent the light bulb on his first try. He didn't curse the process. He learned from it. Every failed attempt was a lesson carved in sweat. You are not a tree. You are not fixed. You are not your past decisions. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to evolve. Too many people stay trapped in an old version of themselves because they think change is weakness. But change is mastery. It is power. It is proof that you are awake, that you are choosing the direction of your life, not being carried by it. So when the plan falls apart, don't fall apart with it. Adapt, move, grow. There is always a path forward, but only for the one willing to find it. This journey will not be easy. There will be days when it feels like nothing is working. Days when doubt sinks its claws into your chest. Days when silence replaces applause. But resilience doesn't wait for things to get easier. It rises because they're hard. Resilience is the silent voice inside that says, I will not be broken, not by failure, not by betrayal, not by delay, not by fear. You think you've been buried, but you've been planted. And this year you rise, not just once, not just when it's easy, but every time life tries to push you back into your old story, you rise again, louder, wiser, stronger. You are not made of glass. You are forged from fire. And this is the year you prove it. You are not here to have all the answers. You are here to become the kind of person who hunts for them. Because real power isn't found in what you know. It's in how fast you're willing to learn what you don't. The greatest minds, Hill, Carnegie, Edison, Jobs, Mandela, they weren't born with blueprints. They built themselves through failure, curiosity, and relentless study of the human mind. They devoured books. They asked better questions. They studied the patterns of success until they could replicate them. Every mistake is a lesson if you're brave enough to look. Every setback is a teacher dressed in hard truth. And every time you lean in instead of backing away, you evolve. The average mind says, I already know. The master's mind whispers, there is always more to learn. This is not the year of pretending. This is the year of becoming. The year you humble yourself enough to grow, and bold enough to apply what you've learned. Read, reflect, apply, repeat. That's the rhythm of personal greatness. Let the world chase hacks. Let the world obsess over shortcuts. You're here for mastery. Mastery is the art of showing up again and again, even when the spotlight is off. It's the choice to be excellent when no one's watching, to train when it's inconvenient, to perfect when it's uncomfortable, to lead when it's lonely. It is not loud. It does not beg for attention. It simply becomes undeniable. The difference between average and extraordinary is depth. Most people dip their toes. The greats dive deep. They don't quit when it gets hard. That's when they dig in harder. If you want to rewrite your life, stop chasing what's trendy. Chase what endures. Build your character like a craftsman carves wood, with precision, with care, with hours no one else sees. Greatness isn't complicated. It's just rare, because mastery demands more than most are willing to give. Are you willing? There's a power that moves mountains. And it's not brute strength. It's not raw talent. It's conviction. Conviction is the energy of certainty. It's the fire that makes others believe in you before they understand you. It's how you walk into a room without needing to prove anything because you already know who you are. Conviction doesn't scream, it radiates. It flows from a mind that has decided, this is who I am. This is what I stand for. This is the life I will live, no matter how long it takes. Doubt is normal, but staying in doubt is a decision. This year, don't just hope. Don't just try. Walk like it's already yours. Think like it's already built. Act like the version of you who's already won. Because when you do, reality starts bending to match the frequency of your belief. And here we are, the core of it all. The place most people never go. Not because it's hidden, but because it's uncomfortable. Because once you rewrite this, everything else must change. Your identity. Who do you believe you are? Not who your parents said you were. Not what your past proves. Not the titles you carry or the mistakes you've made. Who do you believe you are? Because you will never rise above the identity you've settled into. You can hustle, you can push, you can grind for results. But if deep down you still see yourself as broken, unworthy, small, you will sabotage every win. You will return to the familiar. You will shrink the moment expansion arrives. That ends now. This is not the year you chase a new result. This is the year you become the person who naturally creates those results. This is the year you say, I am no longer the version of me that tolerated less. I am not here to survive. I am here to lead, to build, to rise. You don't get what you want. You get what you are. So become it. This is the year you stop begging life to change and command it. This is the year you don't wait for motivation, you create it. This is the year you don't talk about potential, you live it. This is the year you don't apologize for your ambition. You don't shrink for comfort. You don't hide from the mirror. You rewrite it all. Let the world stay distracted. Let the weak stay offended. Let the crowd stay average. You've got a life to build, a mind to master, a fire to protect, a legacy to live. Don't wait for permission. Don't look for signs. Don't fear the silence. You are the sign. And years from now, when someone asks you what changed, you'll look them in the eyes and say, that was the year I rewrote my life. Your future is not built on goals, it's built on standards. And this is the year you stop negotiating with your old ones. Every time you tolerate what no longer serves you, you invite your past back into your future. Every time you let your feelings override your mission, you give your power away to the weaker version of yourself. You must become non-negotiable about your growth. You must become the kind of person who doesn't flinch when it's time to raise the bar, because the life you want, it demands more from you. Not more effort, more alignment. The kind of alignment that says, I don't miss workouts because I am disciplined. I don't gossip because I am purpose-driven. I don't make excuses because I am the one rewriting the story. This isn't about rules. This is about identity. You don't rise by doing more. You rise by being more. Raise your standards and your entire world will start to shift, not because it got easier, but because you got sharper. Look around. Your environment is either feeding your greatness or starving it. Who you surround yourself with matters. What you listen to matters. What you allow into your space, your home, your phone, your mind, it all matters. You cannot soar surrounded by anchors. You cannot grow in a garden poisoned by doubt. You cannot write a new life while living in yesterday's environment. If the people around you aren't pushing you higher, they're pulling you back. That's not judgment. That's truth. You don't need to cut everyone off, but you do need to choose yourself. Choose spaces that make you feel powerful. Choose conversations that elevate your thinking. Choose silence over noise. Choose solitude over chaos. This is the year you curate your life like a sacred masterpiece, because the world you build around you will become the reflection of the world within you. There will be days when the vision gets blurry, when the progress feels invisible, when nothing seems to be working, and everything inside you wants to give up. That's when most people quit. But you don't stop when it's hard. You begin. Because faith isn't believing when it's easy. It's believing until it is. You won't always see the whole path. You won't always know how. But the how was never your job. Your job is to walk in faith, to say, I don't see the result yet, but I trust the process. I don't have the support yet, but I support myself. I don't have the applause, but I have the fire. Faith is the refusal to be shaken by temporary appearances. It is the anchor in chaos, the fuel in exhaustion, the whisper in the storm that says, keep going. The breakthrough is near. You've heard it before, time is precious. But let me remind you, time is not just precious. Time is sacred, and it's slipping through your fingers faster than you realize. Every hour wasted in distraction is a chapter that could have been written. Every day spent doubting yourself is a day your dream waited in silence. Every year lived for other people's approval is a year you didn't live at all. You think you have time. You don't. The version of you that says maybe next year is lying. There is no next year if this one is wasted. There is no someday on the calendar. There is only now. This is the hour. This is the moment. This is your shot to burn your old timeline to the ground and build something that will outlive you. Don't waste another second. When you die, and you will, the world will forget your schedule. They'll forget your to-do list. They'll forget the meetings, the errands, the chores, but they will not forget how you showed up. They will not forget the energy you carried. They will not forget the courage you lived by. They will not forget the work you put into becoming the kind of person who inspired others to rise. Legacy is not about fame. It's not about a statue or a headline. Legacy is about impact, the kind you leave in people's hearts. It's the way your children remember your fire, the way strangers felt hope after hearing your words, the way your presence lifted a room just by walking in. This is the year you begin thinking bigger than yourself. This is the year your vision stretches beyond your lifetime. Because rewriting your life isn't just about you, it's about everyone who will be changed by your example. You've trusted everyone else. You've listened to the critics, the experts, the doubters. You've spent years outsourcing your truth, shrinking your power, denying your instincts. But deep down, you've always known. You've always known what you're meant for. You've always known you were capable of more. You've always known you're not average. You've just been conditioned to believe it. This is the year you trust your own voice, the year you bet on your own hands, the year you become the source, not the seeker. Because self-trust isn't arrogance, it's alignment. It's returning to the original fire before the world tried to blow it out. You are the one you've been waiting for. You are the permission. You are the plan. Now take a breath, not a breath of relief, a breath of decision. Because this is the line, this is the threshold. This is where you stop repeating the year before and start writing the one worth remembering. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to begin. This is the year you wake up earlier, the year you speak with clarity, the year you walk with power, the year you forgive yourself and fuel yourself, the year you stop hiding, stop apologizing, stop shrinking, the year you dream bigger, act bolder, speak louder, stand taller, live freer, and love deeper. This is the year you rewrite your life, and not just for yourself, but for the thousands who will one day whisper, "Because you changed, I believed I could too." There's a story you've been carrying, a story about why you're stuck, why it's hard, why it hasn't worked out, a story that's kept your power locked in chains because it makes you the victim. But here's the truth. You can't be the author of your future while clinging to the role of the victim in your past. Pain is real, loss is real, but your identity is your choice. You are not your heartbreak. You are not your childhood. You are not the betrayals, the delays, the missed opportunities. You are the one who overcame them. You are the one who stood up, blood on your knuckles, soul on fire, and said, "This will not define me. I will define me." Emotional ownership means taking full command of your inner world. It means realizing, if anger is in the room, I invited it. If bitterness is growing, I've been watering it. If I feel powerless, it's because I gave away my power, and I can take it back. This is the year you stop blaming. This is the year you stop waiting for others to change. This is the year you say, "Everything changes when I do." There's a level of power that doesn't come from books. It doesn't come from hustle, or hacks, or even habits. It comes from alignment, from walking in truth, from living a life so real, so purpose-driven that it feels like your soul is finally breathing. This is not just about success. This is not just about wealth. This is about calling, about why you're here, about that inner pull that refuses to let you settle. Because when you're aligned with purpose, life stops feeling like a battle and starts feeling like a mission. Obstacles don't break you, they refine you. Discomfort doesn't scare you, it strengthens you. And even in silence, you feel a presence guiding you forward. You were never meant to play small. You were never meant to follow the script written by fear. You were made to walk in divine fire, with conviction in your eyes and peace in your heart. So align with truth, with character, with the version of you that already knows what you were built for. The version of you that doesn't chase, but attracts everything they need by simply being who they truly are. Most people don't fail because they chose the wrong dream. They fail because they never chose at all. They drift. They wake up reactive. They live life on autopilot, driven by urgency instead of vision. But you are not most people. This is the year you direct your energy like a laser. The year you move with intention, not inertia. The year you stop scrolling through life and start sculpting it. You don't rise by doing more. You rise by doing the right things, with purpose, with precision, with presence. You must become intentional about how you spend your time, where you put your focus, what you allow in your space, who you give your energy to. You must treat your days like they're sacred, because they are. And every hour you waste, every dream you delay, every boundary you ignore is a vote against the life you claim to want. This is the year you stop drifting. This is the year you live on purpose. Success isn't just about what you do. It's about what you remove. Remove the noise, remove the clutter, remove the people, the habits, the thoughts that dilute your fire. You cannot create a legendary life with a distracted mind. You cannot build greatness while checking your phone every 5 minutes. You cannot serve your purpose while constantly leaking your attention to things that don't matter. Focus is a superpower, and in a world built on distraction, it's your weapon. This is the year you become ruthless with your focus. The year you stop treating your energy like it's unlimited. The year you stop giving your best hours to other people's agendas. The year you stop reacting to life and start commanding it. Every yes to distraction is a no to your dream. Every time you chase what's urgent, you ignore what's important. And every time you dilute your energy across a dozen directions, you rob the one path that could have changed everything. Guard your time, guard your thoughts, guard your mission, because this year you protect your power. Let's be honest, you're not always going to feel ready. You won't always feel confident. You won't always feel like you're enough. But that's not the point. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is taking action while fear is still breathing down your neck. Every breakthrough you crave lives on the other side of fear, not around it, through it. You think courage means waiting until you're certain? No. It means moving while your voice shakes, speaking while your hands tremble, walking forward while your old identity begs you to turn around. The greatest decisions you will ever make in your life will feel terrifying. They'll ask you to release comfort, to risk your pride, to embrace the unknown, and they will liberate you. You don't need more reassurance. You need more bravery. You need to prove to yourself, not just once, but daily, that you will no longer bow to fear dressed up as logic. This is the year you do it scared. This is the year you say yes before you feel ready. This is the year your courage becomes your signature. There is nothing more powerful than a human being who has learned how to turn their pain into purpose. You don't run from your emotions. You don't numb them. You transmute them. You forge them into something higher. Anger, fuel for your focus. Grief, a bridge to deeper gratitude. Shame, the catalyst for realignment. Every emotion you feel is energy, raw, potent, unformed power, waiting to be sculpted into something beautiful. This is the year you stop avoiding your wounds. This is the year you stop hiding from your scars, because those scars are not proof you were broken. They're proof you survived, and now you rise, not in spite of the pain, but because of it, not to prove anything to others, but to honor what you've endured, to ensure that no pain you've ever felt goes to waste. This is the year you alchemize. You take your tears and you build a kingdom. Every family has a story. A rhythm, a pattern of belief passed down like a family name. Some inherit wealth, some inherit trauma, some inherit mindsets of limitation, fear, silence, and scarcity. But every bloodline has a turning point, a moment where someone rises and says, "It ends with me." You are that moment. You are not just rewriting your life. You are rewriting the story your children will tell. You are the one who builds new ceilings into floors, who takes the old wounds and stitches them into strength, who takes generational silence and transforms it into generational wisdom. Don't underestimate your role. This isn't just about goals. This is legacy-level transformation. This is breaking decades, maybe centuries of conditioning, and forging a new way forward, not just for you, but for every soul who will walk this path after you. You are not a continuation. You are a revolution. There will be moments that shake you, moments that bend you, moments that test your faith in everything you've built. But the storm is not your enemy. The storm is your proving ground. It doesn't come to destroy you, it comes to reveal you. Resilience is not loud. It doesn't scream, it doesn't post, it endures. It is the quiet strength of a soul rooted in something deeper than appearances. It is the spiritual backbone of a person who has looked life in the face and said, "You will not break me," because when your mission is real, when your character is forged, when your purpose is anchored, nothing outside of you can shake what's within you. This is the year you stop flinching. This is the year your peace is no longer negotiable. This is the year you walk through fire with the calm of someone who knows they're not alone. This is more than motivation. This is more than inspiration. This is your line in the sand. Because when this year ends, there will be two versions of you, the one who chose the change and the one who postponed it. This is not about the world. This is not about luck. This is not about timing. This is about you, the one watching this, the one whose heart is pounding, the one who knows, deep, deep down, I am capable of so much more. So decide. Decide that this is the year you rise. Decide that this is the year you let go of who you've been and step into who you really are. Decide that this time you don't turn back, because you know what's waiting behind the pain, freedom. You know what's waiting behind the fear, power. You know what's waiting on the other side of the work, a life worth remembering. So let the rest of the world wait. Let them scroll. Let them sleep. Let them settle. But not you. Not now. Not anymore. This is the year you rewrite your life. And one day when they ask you how you did it, how you overcame, how you rebuilt, how you rose, you'll look them in the eye and say, "I stopped waiting. I stopped doubting. I stopped playing small. And I finally remembered who I was."